Bad Boys DR. This is more Tara. Be sure to subscribe. This episode was 100% boring. I guess they was just gearing us up for next week's episode because next week's episode looked like it's coming with that heat. But what happened on this boring ass episode? Adonis and Island Boy had they fight, and then Adonis was saying that his mother and his sister gave the Big Banger money, but Banger was saying that never happened, only $20. But you just said that they never gave you money, so I kind of do believe Adonis. Now Adonis saying that Banger is on all these drugs. Banger saying he not on drugs, but in my opinion, anyways. But they started mother bashing one another, and it was just like, you know what, y'all two grown ass man, damn near grandfathers, just leave it alone and shut the fuck up. Bobby X Secret Flame Prince showed up, and he basically, I don't know, he kind of was giving a little hater vibes in my opinion. But they did ATVs with Natalie, and I was kind of confused why Natalie was riding with Cozy. But it's a good thing that the ATV wasn't even working. So I'm not gonna lie, I skipped past Cozy part because Cozy, you're nowhere near a fan favorite. But they get to the house, and Lynx decides to give a house tour or whatever, and this is where the master bedroom drama starts. And this is what I want to say: that is Landon and Pootie's room. So whenever Landon come back, hurry up and come back because I didn't know him and Pootie was gonna be going this long. Well, Pootie, yes, I understand, but the Big Banger was like he'll give Adonis the big bed. Adonis and him was like cool, and then somebody was like, "Where Shamal go sleep?" Like Banga was like, he can sleep with Adonis. Shamar was like, no. And then he was like, you know what? I'll sleep with my friend. Out the blue, Adonis turns to Shamar like, should I kick this nigga Banga out? And Banga and Adonis get to fight. And it was just like, this is tired. Like, this episode was just tired. It really started kicking up towards the end, but it still wasn't really given. Now, John the Pawn decided to address Adonis about the situation that happened with Mo City at the auditions with the boyfriend not STV. And Adonis decided to repost the clip and was like, I just asked a single question, like, are you straight? And it caused so much eruption or whatever, whatever. Now, John the Pawn, John the Pawn, I don't know why Adonis said that, but that shit is funny to me. But he decides to address Adonis about it, and I like how Jada and all of them clock that tea. Like, you can't say Adonis should have never inserted himself when you're inserting yourself right now into the situation. So they basically was saying that, and I'm not gonna lie, they instigated that shit too. Look, it looked like y'all got some tension going on right now, but it still wasn't giving for the episode. Like, because Most City name was brought up by John the Don and was also brought up by Cozy, and it's just like, why is anybody bringing this up now? And for Cozy to say that in his confessional, like, oh, John should have just waited, but you also brought up Most City too, boo. Now the other freaking sprinter on the way to the club, because that's what they was going. All this happening. Seth and Corey start going at it because Corey was touching the back of his neck or whatever, whatever. Y'all both gay. So, anyways, now Corey basically was trying to say you giving out mixed signals because you've been touching me yesterday. You also was touching me today, but Seth is like that's not really true. Corey pretty much was like, you only acting like this because you got this secret relationship with Jada. And I kind of was getting that vibe too because the house know that you and Jada are messing around. Corey and Noel, they do whatever. Like, they just happy and doing what they want to do. But while Seth was giving some damn monologue speech, Corey decides to pop him. Okay, understandable because Seth would just not shut the hell up on that sprinter at all. But like I said, this episode was pretty much boring. And next week we got Jada versus John. We got Jada trying to get to Corey, but Corey like he wanna fight Seth. Like, it's just so much going on next week and I can't wait. And this is more Tara and I watch almost everything.